Hi everyone, welcome to my channel. So today in this video I'm going to teach you how to make a very beautiful kurta neckline. And if you like this neckline and if you want more necklines like this, don't forget to subscribe my channel and also don't forget to hit on the thumbs up button below. So let's get into the video. So this is the neckline width and the depth, and I have made the armhole also. So from the top the neckline depth is like 6 inches. Okay, so this depth can be adjusted according to your wish. So from that I'm going to draw a very beautiful neckline like such. So it's going to have a nice and neat curve like this. So it doesn't need to be this particular neckline. You can try this kind of design in any kind of neckline, like U neckline or a square neckline. Okay, so now the top fabric is like a silk cotton and the underneath fabric is like the lining. So I'm just cutting the lining and the main fabric together. Okay, so now I'm going to use interfacing to trace the neckline. So I'm just placing my lining fabric on top of the interfacing canvas, matching the folded edges together, and I'm drawing the same on my interfacing canvas like this. Okay, so you have to trace the exact neckline that you have drawn on the fabric. So I'm just cutting this out and leaving a margin amount of interfacing canvas, and I'm just cutting the excess canvas out like such, and I'm going to take this to my sewing machine and I'd be lining that with the same color lining fabric like this. So you're going to start by sewing the inner side of the interfacing canvas, and you're going to trim all the part and you're going to turn the interfacing canvas with the fabric. So in my previous video I showed you how to cut and press and sew the interfacing canvas in a very simple and neat way. So if you are beginners and if you really want to know how to make these kind of neckline, make sure that you click on the link that you have in the description box, or else the link would be at the end of the video. So now I'm sewing the inner part of the neckline like such, and once it's done I'll be cutting the fabric which is inside this. So inside the interfacing canvas I'm going to cut out the fabric which is excess, and you're going to cut at the exact shape. So now we are going to prepare a small bias strip. So this is a bias strip or a cross piece, whatever you can call that. So I'm just sewing that, matching both the raw edges together like this, and I'm going to turn this out. So using a sharp needle or a long streak like this, you can just turn that. So I have pressed that in place, and you can see that the stitch line is at the back and the top is flat and neat. So what I'm doing here is I'm just matching the pretty side, that is the main fabric and the lining fabric together. Okay, so the lining fabric is underneath and you can see the main fabric is at the top, and so little by little I'm sewing like such. So once it's done, we are going to cut the strips of bias fabric. So all you're going to do is you're going to fold like this, and you're going to assemble the entire strip on the neckline, leaving some margin of gap. Okay, so you can see each strip maybe like 2 inches in length. Okay, yeah, it's exactly like a 2 inches, and make sure you press that in a way so that the top side should be nice and neat and the bottom side of this bias strip should have the stitch line. So like this you're going to cut multiple strips together, and then we are going to attach this to my neckline. So you can see this how I made, and all you're going to do is make sure that the wrong side matches together. Fold the strip nice and neat, and I'm just going to place the strips on the exact marked line on my neckline. So I have just randomly marked the lines. So, and also the strips length can be adjusted according to your wish. I want the strip to be little bit visibly seen on the neckline, so I'm just sewing that little bit wide like such. Okay, so when it come to the center, make sure don't you keep that on the exact center. because when you keep that on the exact center, for sure the neckline is not going to turn nice and neat. So the center point of that strip should be little bit crossed like such, and so little by little I'm going to sew the entire neckline. Okay, so once it's done, it's going to look like this. So after that, you're going to place your interfacing canvas neckline on top of this and pin that in place. Okay, and you're going to start sewing from one shoulder, and it's going to go all the way down to the next shoulder. So make sure that everything is placed in a nice and neat way. Okay, so little by little I'm sewing my interfacing canvas to my neckline like such, and now we can see it's going to finish, and that's it. So once it's done, all you're going to do is you're going to add some notches to the neckline to turn the neckline nice and neat. So I'm going to cut into the center point first, and then I'm going to cut a slit on the entire neckline like this. Okay, so make sure that you make a slit on both the sides of the neckline, and you're going to turn this interfacing canvas to the wrong side of the fabric. So when I turn, you can see these little strips will pop out nice and neat, and it will be firm like such, and the center point of the strip would be a little bit slanting, but it just looks really neat actually. And you can see this how it's going to look. So if you want, you can just leave it as it is, but I'm going to give a nice neat finish to the neckline just by adding another strip of these bias strip on the neckline like this. So I'm just drawing the same neckline down, and I'm going to add the same red color bias strip over here. Okay, and make sure that you put a top stitch on the neckline first before attaching a strip like this. Okay, as this is a bias strip, it will turn according to the shape. So what I'm doing here is I'm just taking the center point of this neckline like such, and I'm going to sew that and keep it ready. When I'm sewing this, it will be giving you a perfect look. So I'm going to sew that in a cross way. See, you're going to sew it like such. So put a top stitch so that the neckline will stay on the exact place. Okay, so the next thing is I'm just sewing the bias strip in a cross way, that is the center point, so that you can see how neat it is. It gives a very neat finish. So the center point of this should be pinned in place, and now we are going to sew on top of this to give a nice and neat finish. So if you want, you can add any kind of lace right now to give a neat finish to the neckline. Okay, so make sure that you sew little by little like this to finish off the neckline. So it's a very simple and very easy to make neckline, and if you want a neckline like this, don't forget to subscribe my channel, and also don't forget to hit on the thumbs up button below. So first I'm going to sew on the top part, and once it's been secured, I'll be sewing on the down part of the bias strip. So now I'm just sewing on the bias strip down part. So hope you like this video. I want everyone to give a try over this, and if you like this video and if you want more videos like this, don't forget to subscribe my channel, and don't forget to hit on the thumbs up button below. So see you next time with a different kind of neckline. Till then, take care. Bye bye.